his sister. I remember asking you, would you have gotten married to him if we were to be?
You know I can change my mind, right?
Well, the Bible says it's only a fool that doesn't change his mind, so you're entitled to change your mind.
I'm not a fool.
Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of It's a Wrap. My name is Coco and I'm co-hosting with
Mildred Holali Coco. I'm so excited to be here with you today.
Are you sure?
I am. What is in my face?
Today we are talking about a specific movie. Do you want to tell them?
A spectacular movie titled Farmer's Bride.
I used to want to be a healer. I thought I could be anything other than the wife of an old farmer.
I know you think I am old and ugly. Just give me a chance to love you.
Can you tell someone start into marriage for a piece of land?
But
really?
come on, it was then. I don't know, I think some tribes now still do this. They still choose the partners for their kids, be it a man or a woman. So guys, the storyline is basically a young girl called Funmi, who her parents gave out to get married to an elderly man, rich and lonely man, you understand, which she didn't love, but this man was so in love with her.
Coco,
she wasn't happy.
You have to add that the man is actually sexy. So why are you describing it
sorry, forgive us.
Sugar daddy material. I mean, the dough is there.
Honestly, Odun was good looking. Odun was the name of the man who got married to
Perfect.
Femi, the young girl who wanted to go to the university and study. I know that you didn't like the fact that she was asked to get married, but at the same time, you're saying that Odun was sexy. For you, would you have gotten married to him?
Oh no.
Why?
Because that's not what I would have probably wanted.
What?
There's more to life than men. Please.
Oh, okay, back to the movie. Funmi actually loved another man. Odun's younger brother got married to Odun's old friend, childhood friend, who when they got married, they had a son called Femi.
Yeah.
And this man died, so Odun took over his brother's wife and took care of her. Didn't marry her, but took care of her and his son. He left the village to the city.
He went to school.
Yeah, he went to school.
He said, Mama, I can't continue the school again. I want to go into crafting.
And he came back, and that is where the whole twist started.
I think it's cool.
Imagine, your uncle took care of you since you were a baby, grew up, and even gave you a shop.
And you come back and have the audacity to
Do you know what?
do stuff with his wife.
We are not going to give you the whole gist. You have to go watch Farmer's Bride. The storyline is perfect. So moving a little bit away from the storyline, the next thing I want us to talk about is the costume.
Coco,
This one I'm leaving it for you. It
blew my mind. So the costume, especially for the lady that married Odun, it's a blend of the olden day fashion with modern day trends. So it's giving classy, sexy lady.
This is futuristic.
Ethereal, futuristic. Not AI. It's giving futuristic. I think I'm going to pick some styles from there too.
Yes, yes.
Especially that green dress.
But you see, the beauty about it too, it was, what I loved is infusing the African tradition way of dressing,
Yeah.
where you don't find people actually exposing themselves. All her dresses were below her
And it
knee,
was
but the
consistent. I think through all the characters, it was
True,
consistent.
all
but
of them.
everyone looked good regardless.
True. What was your favorite scenes? I'm asking you this because before the camera started rolling, you were saying some stuff.
Coco. My favorite scene.
Okay.
Let me sit well. So, you remember we mentioned that somebody's nephew, Odun's nephew, came back from the city where he refused to continue schooling to come back and be a craftsman. And now this sneaky stuff with
His
the
uncle's wife. Who is
So
Funny.
my favorite scene is where the sexual tension was building, where he was in,
And
at
it
his
was
shop,
the sneakiness.
Right? He was at his shop, and then his uncle's wife came in, and then they were being so sneaky, trying to be careful.
And it
while
had a
kissing.
lot of scenes. Please, if you're not 18 years,
so
you
many,
can't watch that.
So many.
So, okay,
So
let me leave
many.
you. Just continue. Do you? You see, she can't even say it.
I don't want to say a lot, and they'll say I'm a bad girl.
Okay, so this is another twist in the movie. After Odun's wife, who is Femi, was sneaking around with Femi, her husband's nephew, around, she finally got pregnant because she wasn't sleeping with Odun anymore. When
That's where the most intriguing part comes in.
True.
Because they are going to try to do some things to either take care of the pregnancy, which the lady was not in favor of at all.
True.
And the funny thing will happen. It's funny but very sad.
No, which one was the funny?
It's funny in the sense that you barely just know this man.
True.
And then you are making very important decisions about your life around this man.
True.
The man doesn't even have money.
You see, and this was the situation. Femi actually didn't have anything to give to Odun's wife, this young, beautiful
Because he was
black girl.
equally benefiting
From his uncle. And so she finally got pregnant for Femi. And then they decided a twist. They decided to come together. And that is when I realized that, the girl was dangerous.
They decided to come
Funmi
together.
is dangerous. Yes, they decided to come together and kill Odun. In their tradition, when a woman gets pregnant out of wedlock or for another man while she's married, the woman and the baby is going to be sacrificed. They will be killed. And she didn't want to die. She didn't want to have an abortion too. So they decided that these two lovebirds were going to kill her husband.
Yeah.
And in tradition, immediately your husband is dead, they'll ask that the next man in line to inherit the man's properties would decide whether he wants to marry the widow or not. So that was the twist. That was the opportunity for them to be together forever.
Yeah.
But was it really, really forever?
See, let me add, the most interesting thing is that Femi's mother is actually the priestess that will carry the ritual
Priestess.
to determine if the child is for your husband or
True.
not. So it's so interesting,
True.
so many twists and turns.
True.
I'm telling you, if you don't go and watch this movie, if you're not even thinking about it,
Why
you are
else?
not part
Why
of the
else?
living.
You are
Sorry.
not. Because the movie was really nice. It had a lot of twists, and we can't give you all the formula. You understand?
Yeah.
Do you remember the scene where Odun's brother's wife, who was Femi's mother, was dyeing Odun's hair because Odun wanted to look younger for Funmi? Like, it was giving me like love vibes.
See,
It was
if a man
giving-
wants you, he will do everything. If his hair is white, he'll even go and dye it black for you. Girl.
This one was dyeing
Oh.
his hair black. He was dyeing his entire hair
To
black.
impress his young wife.
Yes, true. What did you think about that scene?
I liked it.
There was a scene where they brought a baby to the riverside, the
Yeah.
river goddess, to find out whether the woman cheated on the husband because the husband kept insisting that the child wasn't his. The baby disappeared. When they put the baby by the river banks, the baby disappeared. And they believe that if the baby doesn't come back again, the goddess has taken the baby and the woman cheated. But miraculously, the baby came back from the river
And
to
there
the
was
river
so
bank.
much jubilation.
And that was when Funmi got scared. She thought that this situation ain't happening. And guess what? Because Femi's mother was a herbalist, they stole one of her poisonous medicines to kill Odun. See, we won't talk about it again. You guys have to go watch
You
Farmer's
gotta
Bride
watch
yourselves.
it.
Okay, so the next thing I want us to talk about is the locations. We will talk about the shots very soon, but the locations where the house was, where the farmlands were, like one of the scenes that I loved the most was when it's like they did a long shot, and I'm sure it's a drone shot
Yeah.
of the entire vast land of the plantation, the corn, the pepper that Odun owned.
I can't believe such a place actually exists because now
Like, seriously, the props they got to be able to produce this movie was amazing. That
it
shot
was
was
everything.
beautiful.
I think there has been so much investment that has gone into this movie.
True,
Like
true.
from the moment you start watching, you can see, no, I'm about to watch something that a lot
Really,
of
really
work
nice.
has been put into. It's
True.
not those 2x4. No.
The
This is
scenes
like-
were perfect.
Everything is
Scenes,
perfect.
long shots, medium shots,
Lightning.
lightning, everything was perfect. The colors.
Costume, everything.
And you see, what struck me about Farmer's Bride too was the fact that, you see, normally when we are telling stories and it has to do with olden times, infusing it, shooting it this time, they
Yeah.
tend to twist the colors a little to fit those times, how it looked
But
like.
this wasn't.
But this wasn't. They shot it perfectly. The colors were popping. Like, you see trees, and when the trees, the leaves are withering, you could see that this one isn't working. And it was fresh. The greens.
Evergreen.
It was just beautiful. And guess what? Spoiler alert. This is one spoiler I'm going to give to you. There is ghost in it. A little bit of ghost in it. So not so much. I promise, right? When we were watching it, we were just grabbing each other. We were like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness.
But I didn't believe that to get to that point where I'll be scared of Odun's ghosts. Like,
he gave them pepper. He really did give them pepper.
yeah, let
He
me
was
spoil
serving
it
like
for you
breakfast.
too. Let me spoil it for you too. The first baby died, and then the
A
pregnancy was changed into Odun.
It's okay,
again.
it's okay. It's okay. Let's give them
Just go and
everything.
watch
Just
it.
go watch it yourself. I just love the storyline. I love it so much. Okay, so now let's talk about the Nigerian dialect. That is another thing I love. I love.
I love Nigerians.
Well, it's Ghana Jollof all the way, regardless of whatever.
Oh yeah, but sometimes you have to give them some grace.
What is the
Maybe I'll be the one to teach them. Forget Hilda Bassi.
Okay. Now let's talk about our favorite scenes. The scenes we love, the scenes we didn't like.
Let me just tell you this thing to summarize the end that I don't like. Whatever you are doing, if you are doing evil, it will live after you. I'm serious. That's basically.
Listen,
Even
the
if I don't
advice
like
we
it,
have today, the advice we have today, be it good, be it bad, be it ugly, whatever decision you make, whatever thing that you do in this life, it comes back and bites you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I still blame Femi's mother because she went to call the ghost to come and be doing drama. If she didn't go and call the ghost would be sleeping.
the person I blame is actually the lady's mom, Funmi's mother.
Because she did tell her parents that she didn't want to get married.
Yeah.
She didn't want to get married to this older man. But at the end of the day, she's still dead, right?
Yeah, this should tell you one thing. Please, parents out there, don't force your kids to go and marry. What's the
But
rush about?
sometimes, but you see, this particular Gen Z generation, there is a problem. I'm millennial,
problem?
so my problem is the fact that sometimes, it's not all the time, sometimes our parents are able to see things that we do not see, right? And they can tell you, because it has happened to me a couple of times when my mom is like, this person, and I didn't listen. I still went. but
That's
put
different.
pepper
Like
in my
that's
eyes.
different from you saying, "Oh, I don't want to get married." This, and you're being forced to marry. I don't think marriage is everything.
No, it's for you, but for some individuals, it's
Like
the
generally,
peak of their life.
You shouldn't make it the peak of your life. That's how.
That is
people,
for some. Why are you trying
That's
to
how people
like?
fall into abusive
Baby,
relationships.
baby, allow. Mildred, allow.
Let me calm down. This is not
Breathe.
this
Hooah.
anger therapy.
Okay, so guys, the next thing we'll be talking about is the music. After Odun married his beautiful bride, there was a scene where Odun plays drum.
I think it was the next day after
The wedding
and
ceremony.
One thing I like about that scene was actually the fact that she was being mean to him, right? The night
Yeah.
before. But then when they woke up, he still welcomed her like with smiles in
You
front of
see,
everyone.
I
So
think-
you could see that he actually wanted her, but then she was just blind to it because she hated the
I
fact
think
that
she
was
wasn't
getting
blind.
married.
I think she knew very well that this man was a good man.
But
she
you know
did
later
She regretted it.
Yes.
She wished the husband was alive because a whole lot of things happened, getting married to Femi, killing her husband and getting married, a whole lot of drama. But let's talk about the music. The reason I want us to talk about the music is they infused a lot. You see, Nigerians have a lot of this drum music, this old
Rich.
and some of the music,
screams wealth.
Odun was singing it and playing
Yeah.
drums, and people in the farmers on his land were dancing to his song. Imagine a rich man who is humble at the same time. He will just call everybody in the community, play song for them,
If
and
I
they'll
were
just
the
be
one, I'll
dancing.
follow, to be honest.
Let's talk about the soundtrack. The soundtrack was perfect. Every scene had a tune. Every scene had a song. You see, we don't want to talk about everything. We still want you to go watch. But for me, I give Adebayo, or the director, I give you thumbs up because he murdered the farmer's bride for
If
us.
I say 10-10, it would be an understatement. I'm
Yeah.
going to say 10,000.
Hey, hey,
10,000.
hey. Hey, now
It's
the
good.
last thing I want us to talk about before we run away, right, is the roles. Well, let's talk about Funmi's role. Let's talk about Femi's role, Odun's role, and Banky. Another thing we never told you about. When Odun's beautiful widow settled down with his lover, that the two of them connived and killed the husband, he went back to his ex
Anti-side chick.
and got a side chick, Banky.
I feel he actually liked Banky, and then
From day one.
he was just lasting after his uncle's
Why?
wife.
Because she was very beautiful too,
Yeah.
and young. That was it.
So
it.
it was like the situation was repeating. However, it was Funmi that was now seeing how it feels. She was
True.
now feeling
True.
how the husband would have felt if he knew that she was cheating with.
True.
So
True.
it was.
Then now let's talk about the roles. The first person we're going to talk about is Odun's wife. That's Funny.
I think everybody killed their role.
Everybody murdered except Banky for me. At some point, I feel like Banky was being a little witch
That she
because
She
but-
got what she deserved. They'll find out.
yes,
They'll
you find out.
when
We'll
they
tell you
watch.
what happened to Banky at the end, but it was sad. It was a little bit sad for
It
me.
wasn't sad for me. I liked it.
You
Be the feeling.
Yeah, the devil's advocate. Like you are playing the devil's advocate. I'll
Can't you
just
see?
leave it. I'll just leave
Red.
it. For
Red.
Funmi, hey, leave me alone. For Funmi killed her role. Honestly speaking, being a young girl getting married to a rich older man, and then after a few days of her losing her virginity to the husband and all of that, she started becoming pompous. Do you notice?
Yeah.
Now her working style, working in the farm
Wifey.
and everything, she was giving wife material. Do you understand? How many years?
2 billion.
Now let's talk about Odun. Rich, old
My
man.
sexy sugar daddy.
Yes,
material.
Odun murdered his role too. And he was his character. He murdered the role and the character for me. He was calm, honest. He was very soothing in his word. And he was just kind in his words.
If all men were like that, I'll marry 5 of them today.
Hey. The next thing I want us to talk about, we are going to tell you our favorite actors or actresses that murdered the farmer's bride. For me, I will give it to Femi's mother.
I thought you were going to steal my answer.
No, I'll give it to
Better.
Femi's mother. She was the, let me say, the chief priest. She was the herbalist in the town. And her role, the way she was calling the ghost and things, we told you we won't give you all. We won't give you the entire movie. But honestly, she murdered her role.
The face change.
The face change, her knowing very well that Odun was the one reincarnated in. We said we wouldn't talk about it. You get it? She murdered her role for me as a fetish priest, and she gave me, you see, in Ghana, we have this Ghana traditional individuals that they call themselves the fetish priestess, and they come and normal commonly and all of those things. She gave me exactly that in our traditional sense. And for you, who was your favorite?
Mine is actually Funmi. I think she did everything perfectly. Like the modern day lady that was being sent into marriage. And you equally think the same, because this is the first time you have been in love. Like after she got married to the man, you met a younger man who is actually your age. You feel like, oh, I relate with
Who
this
was actually
person.
handsome too.
Yeah.
And the
He's
sex
not
person
really
was
handsome
just-
to me though, but because his body is nice, I'll consider. So like this is the first time you are falling in love actually with this person. You think that's the right thing to do. So in a way, yeah, she actually made the right choices in the movie, because that's all you could think about. Kill my husband, live with the love of my life. So
And
she killed it.
actually
10,
didn't end up the way she.
Her facial expressions, her lines, everything. Her outfits were my favorite actually. Kudos to that designer.
True.
I have to find it.
Hey, I'm not going to tell you who she is.
Oh,
I won't
girl.
I won't tell you who the
Don't be a
designer is.
gatekeeper.
Okay. I am a gatekeeper. Let me keep my role. Okay, so we are moving straight into movie of the week. Mildred, do you want to take that first?
What I'm about to pronounce, I know what she would think, but that's not it. So the movie of the week is showing at Silverbird Cinema. The title is Porn. You see what it...
Why are you? Did you say anything? You
I
just tell
know.
them.
You
Give
see
them
the way you
info.
are laughing. You see the way you are laughing. The title is Porn is spelled P-A-W-N.
They didn't tell you to spell it for them, did they?
I know what they would think.
Okay, let's continue.
So it's showing at Silverbird Cinemas. Tell us the name of the producer and you stand a chance of winning a ticket to go and watch. Please. What?
Oh, nothing. Go ahead.
Coco. So just tell us the name of the producer. Leave it in the comment section. If it's right, you stand a chance of winning a ticket to go and watch the movie at Silverbird Cinema.
Okay, so the next thing we'll be talking about is rating Farmer's Bride. For you?
What's the scale?
10. So what
Because
would
I
you
wanted
give?
to say 100.
Forgive me. Forgive me. Well, rate 10 was 100. 100 over 10.
I'm moving forward. Period.
Okay. For me, it's what?
It's a 10 for me. Like, I can't take anything out of it.
Really?
Even though I don't really like the way it ended.
True.
It was one of the movies I've watched, an African movie that I actually liked. Like, I've seen several of them, and I'm like, in the middle of the movie, I'm like, this storyline again.
Okay.
But this blew my mind.
True.
I couldn't even, like, the suspense was too much. I couldn't predict whatever was coming next and all of that. So, yeah, it's a 10 for me.
It's a 10 for you. For me, it's a 9. I'll give it a 9.
Why?
Why? Why are we supposed to like the same thing? No.
Why 9?
No, why is it bothering you?
Like the same thing as
No,
me,
I'm
please.
giving it a 9 because I still didn't like the way the movie ended. Like 2 individuals made a decision, and that decision affected almost a lot of people.
Yeah, that
Because
was
at the
bad.
end of the day, Femi's mom also lost her life at the end. And that is the reason I'm giving it a 9. I wish she survived, but too bad. I hope you enjoyed this episode of It's a Wrap. You're so sorry. But guys, if you have a movie you want us to watch and review, you can leave the title of the movie in the comments section. Is there anything you want to tell our viewers before we sign out?
I'll miss you guys.
So guys, my name is Coco and I co-host today with
Mildred Halali.
and guys, it's a wrap. See you same time. Bye-bye.
Bye.